There's no reason for you not to come in. How you feel? You're live on YouTube. What's good with you? We clean y'all off, because sometimes in this thing called life, you're gonna need some clarity. So I might as well clean you off YouTube. Y'all the last one to come on in, gather around the table. How y'all feel this morning? How's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? Because I believe that the feeling of it all will be a determining factor. How you feel. How you feel about the situation. How you feel about your circumstance. How you feel about your finances. How you feel about how you're moving through the earth. That's going to be substantial as we move through this 2026. I had to come on into the assignment this morning. I apologize for being slightly tardy. Y'all know, hey, listen, it requires a lot in order for you to get here in the morning, in order for you to be prepared psychologically, emotionally, physically, mentally. Yeah, we have to consider take into a lot of considerations have to be taken into. So I am Kendrick D. Davis Sr. I am your thought-provoking specialist. Of course, y'all know I'm on assignment. My assignment has shifted. Y'all know I don't come in here without something to say. Sometimes I don't have nothing to say and say so much during that hour. But at the same time, this morning, as I turned over about 3 a.m. this morning, I don't know if every individual on the sound of my voice go through these same type of phenomenon. Let's just call it phenomenon. But at the same time, 3 a.m. this morning, I woke up to, and I thought for a bathroom run, restroom run. In the midst of that run, something was dropped heavy in my spirit. Say, there is power in the pit. I was like, ooh. So y'all can't get these downloads. I can't get these specific little interactions without, without, you know, dropping, dropping it in. And so at the same time, since I know that my spirit was said that there is power in your pit, I have to come in this morning and do the same exact pivoting. Since I am your thought leader, since I am your health conscious coach and your intellectual content creator, I'm also your podcast professor. At the same time, I'm here this morning as Kendrick D. Davis Sr., your broker, here to tell you that the pivot is mandatory. Did you hear me? I said the pivot is mandatory, man. You cannot no longer hold on to what took place in 2019 with the pandemic in order for you to be in 2026 with the same assignment, the same conscientiousness, the same, worth of value. You don't have to increase your value, increase your worth. And so there's power in your pivot, in your pivoting construct by which you must pivot in the earth at this moment in order to go into the new dimension, the new dynamic. Then you must pivot. You can't do the same thing and expect a different result. I said you cannot do the exact same thing and expect a different result. And so since I'm here, and since I am on my assignment, and since I don't have any other choice in the matter but show you that the pivot is real, that there's power in your pivot, in the pivot by which you must say that there's power in the pivot. And it took me back to a basketball player like Kobe, and he'd have to, you keep one leg pivoted, but you got to pivot. There's power in your pivot. And so at the same time, since we're pivoting and I got to take y'all on this journey, I have to take y'all on this specific journey with me. Then there's a pivot in the atmosphere that I must show you in order for me to be in the alignment by which the Creator of all things has dropped my spirit, that there is power in your pivot, sir. So you must pivot. You can't do the same thing and expect a different result. And so since I'm here, and since we are talking about the health and wellness mindset, you see it on YouTube, YouTubers, we're talking about the health and wellness mindset shift that has to happen in order for you to pivot into the best version of yourself that you can become. You gotta pivot. There's no other way around it. And so at the same time, what I did is I sat here briefly and wrote something small, just a little information. I don't know if I'm talking about my head on. Hey, look, I don't know if I'm set up for this one to stand. Or maybe I'll stand for a second over here, then I'll show you guys what this is. Rose petals. So rose petals has four main things about this rose petal that I have to inform you of. Red clover and butterfly. Right? And so at the same time, I've actually put the real name here, so you have the ability to go and look for yourself. But I'm here specifically for this first day, talking about the benefits of rose petals. I believe that the Creator has left everything that we need in the earth as a health conscious coach, as I'm starting to pay more closer to herbs and how they work in our bodies. I believe that at the same time, this protocol kit that Creator has totally put together for people that might be having these anxiety attacks. You might have these issues with parasites. You might have these issues with hypertension or diabetes. You might have these, different interactions with these diseases, right? So this right here, this right here has to be set into hourglass goes from 0 at the bottom, 14 at the top. Right here has to be power of hydrogen in your body. Power of hydrogen in your body. This right down here has to be right here has to be. So this right here is right? Neutrality. That's neutrality. And so what I'm showing you in this whole protocol kit, that every protocol kit is going to be different from everybody else's. Same as everybody. Issues at hand. But most likely, if you a problem with inflammation in your body, right? Inflammation, rose petals is good for inflammation, digestive issues, emotional stress, and menstrual pain and cramps. And so a lot of people, of course y'all know me, man. A lot of women don't really want to disclose the fact that they have menstrual pains and cramps and issues like this. So I do it from a generalized perspective because I want people to tap into the understanding. I want you to tap into what's happening in your body. Discomfort, this here has to be, and this right here has to be this. Where they get the word disease from. They get the word disease from here. The only way pain or chronic illness, things of that nature, it's always going to be some type of acidity. Your pH got to be low in order for this to transpire. And so pH, in order for it to go on the alkaline state, it has to go up. And at the same time, you are in 3 or 4, every disease in the earth, every sickness in the earth, cancer, AIDS, HIV, HP, all that deals down here in that city. And so what I try to do through these herbal protocol kits is show people how to increase their alkaline, increase their pH into the alkaline state up here, where all of the disease must disappear, because you can just do this for yourself. Can a cancer cell live in an alkaline environment? Just Google it. Can one cancer cell live in an alkaline environment? Y'all know, anybody that really followed me for a while, y'all know I traveled across this country when I was studying getting my bachelor's degree in psychology from FIU, Florida International University. I went because my GPA was high enough for me to travel across any United States, all parts of the United States. I could have studied in Hawaii, U.S. Virgin Islands. I chose California. I studied at Cal State University, San Bernardino. And while I was there, I did a health psychology class. Health psychology. I did a health psychology class, right? And at the same time, in that health psychology class, my professor, while we were studying, did this example. We dropped a cancer cell in a bottle of alkaline water, and it just laid there dormant. Then we had a bottle of acidic water. We dropped the cancer cell in the acidic water, and it came alive. And what it showed us through that study was the fact that in health psychology, it showed us that cancer thrives in an alkaline environment better than it does in it thrives in an acidic environment better than it does in an alkaline or alkaline environment. So if you can keep your body on an alkaline state up here, you keep your body alkaline, I can almost guarantee that whatever disease in your body that you might have will subside. So at the same time, through this health and wellness mindset shift that the Creator has me on, and told me to take the mind of the people to these different spiritual mind and body compartmentalizations. Because to be honest with you, all 3 components must be your spirit, your mind, and your body must be out for self-actualization. In order for you to self-actualize, man, in order for you to self-actualize and become that best version of yourself that you can become, you must stay alkaline. And so at the same time, since I'm here this morning as Kendrick B. Davis Sr., as an individual that has studied, as an individual that has came from my mother's womb with this type of mindset, I did go to school and get the accolades, I guess, in academics in order to have the ability to stand here with some backing from a societal perspective with a bachelor's degree in positive developmental psychology from FIU. I'm just here to let you know that there's power in your pivot. You're going to eventually have to pivot. There's power in the pivot. And so since you have to pivot, and since you are a phenomenal, remarkable, extraordinary person, you can't expect to do the same thing and expect a different result. And since I have to pivot, and I got to bring y'all on this pivoting journey, did you hear me, sir? I said I have no other choice but to bring you on this pivoting journey with me. I have no other choice. And so since I'm here, and since I have no other choice, and since y'all see me fumbling around and getting it all together because I'm starting on this pivot, this pivoting mindset that has to happen in order for you to self-actualize and understand that there's no more limiting beliefs that we're going to have to do. And now that this protocol kit and the creator of all things has given me an assignment to tell you that it's going to be 3 different, depending on what your situation is, depending on what your disease is in your body, will depend on what will be placed in this protocol kit. This protocol kit is strictly based on the fact that if you have anxiety, you're going through a depressive state, you have different skin care issues, you have different bone density support. Red clover is good for that. A lot of my female clientele might have hot flashes, they might have ministry cramps. Anything that will alleviate or subside you from being in pain, then at the same time, I would place it in this protocol in order for you to have the ability to shift your mindset, shift your. If you have a cognitive stress, it enhances brain function. You suffer with brain fog. You have different brain issues where you can't really focus and you can't concentrate. I have a specific tea, herbal tea, that will help you through that process. Blood sugar regulations. I know I'm going through a lot. And I know I'm saying a lot because I'm pregnant with a vision. And at the same time, 3 o'clock this morning, when the Spirit spoke to me and said, there's power in the pivot. Since I know that I must pivot in order for me to give you what you need, then the pivot has to start first with me as your thought provoker. And so I came in this morning. I have the teas, red clover tea that will help you with getting this real trifolium potency. Trifolium, Trifolium potency, P-R-A-T-E-N-S. And it has a specific thing that the creator have left behind in order for us to tap into. And at the same time, I'll go deeper as an individualized session. When you come and you book a session, I'm gonna give you a website that you can go to book this session. Go to www.kendrick, KENDRICK, Davis, DAVIS, SR, I am the Steve.com. You can book a session and we can sit down and we'll sit down and see what it is that you have that I might have the ability to help you with. We also have this butterfly pea flower. The butterfly pea flower is an herb that we can use to actually enhance. It's high in antioxidants, cognitive stress and support, enhanced brain function, and it regulates blood sugar. And so at the same time, the regulated blood sugar is big because a lot of people I speak with on a daily basis has diabetes, either hypoglycemic or they're hyperglycemic. And so at the same time, this is a natural herb that will actually enhance and regulate your blood sugar. And so at the same time, I have these three herbs. Of course, you know your herbal protocol kit is different from anyone else's because it is specifically designed with your dis-ease in mind. And so I would have this specifically for you. I can ship it out, order it, pick it up. At the same time, I could actually, individualize it depending on what you might have going on. But since I have to learn as I listen, I have to teach when I talk. Creator of all things told me to learn when you listen. Listen with an intent to learn. And one thing I have done that I think that psychology has done for me more than anything else, I say one thing that psychology, just the study of psychology, human behavior, human beliefs, how people believe, what they believe, how they behave. There's certain attitudes, there's certain limiting beliefs that they believe about themselves that are limited. Since I've been called and chosen and changed through this process, I have to take you on this journey with me as my tribe. This is the Hourglass Era. This is the Hourglass time. We have to be cognitively aware of the pH in our bodies. In your spirit, in your mind, and your body must be alkalinic in order for you to self-actualize and become that best version of yourself. So I came with health and wellness mindset shifts that has to happen. There's power in your pivot. Since we're pivoting now at this moment, I have no other choice but to offer you this herbal protocol kit that will help you pivot through these processes. You've got rose petals, it's going to help you with digestion and your inflammation. You've got red clover, it's going to help you with hot flashes and the hormonal balance. For a man, I will do shift it into another herb that will help you through prostate care, things of that nature. But at the same time, it's also high in antioxidants, and it's one of the most used herbs for enhancing brain function. You're dealing with brain fog. And so, since I am on assignment, and since I understand that transformation carries the weight, did you hear me? I said transformation of your mindset carries a weightiness. It carries a weight that you would have to tap into that will help you through processes. So it's a good thing. I just don't want you to move in with frantic effort. But I want you to use purpose-filled move. This is a purpose-filled destination or destiny by which we're embarking upon about these all-natural herbs that will enhance, empower, enlighten, and give you a different mindset shift. And since we must pivot, I'm here this morning to tell you that there's power in your pivot. It's power in your pivot. So we must continue to do the work, do the assignment, do what needs to be done in order for these herbal protocol kits to become a part of your lifestyle, become a part of your diet, become a part of your daily intake. I'm just here on my assignment. I am Kendrick B. Davis, Senior, Doctor Vocal Specialist. I'm on assignment. Peace, prosperity.